What I want to ask you though is, do you think if you didn't have that option in school, like in high school, like you guys didn't have that club or whatever, do you think you would ever did it?
No, I don't think I would have been able to. Just because like you're learning, it's really hard to teach yourself. It's like really, especially back then, it was next to impossible because that's like when YouTube was just starting. So
Yeah,
it's
now,
just like
definitely
that
exactly.
back then it was just stuff like Shane Dawson and stuff like that. It wasn't like how-to videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like now.
Like
Now in 2020, we could like.
now I can go and figure out how to build a supercomputer if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I can pretty much do whatever I want with YouTube, but back then we didn't have that resource.
Yeah.
So it was like I had to have my TV productions teacher, Mr. Boughton, teach me everything. And like I still talk to him to this day. He's like a big mentor in my life. And I think like
so
it's important for our schools are cutting like what's important. Our schools are cutting like those arts programs, those tech programs, and like honestly they should be keeping them because like it's an industry that if we don't have that in our school system is going to die.
Yeah, and that the reason why I asked that is because we never had that. So, I very similar. Like I said, I grew up. It's scary how relatable we are in that aspect, right? So what happened with me is I would kind of like you and just did all that type of stuff, but then once middle school started and high school, that kind of just left.
Right.
Because there was no option at that point. Like at that point, it was, conversations about okay, well maybe college, but at that and also I'm a little older than you, so it was like even YouTube wasn't even out yet. It was like over here we had like New York Film Academy, and it was like everything money too. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't.
It's
have money for
expensive.
college.
Yeah.
And I
if you don't have grants or scholarships, you're screwed.
Like film school is one of those things. And my mom was always very brutally honest with me. Like we grew up like pretty poor, and she'd be like, oh well, like I don't know, like you can maybe financial aid, all that. And that's as kind of far as it went. It was almost one of those things like we didn't think the way the world was going to be the way it is now. So it was kind of like, damn, okay, you're going to do all that. You're going to go to school for it or whatnot. And I kind of just let the dream go. But I do feel like if it was like a school program or something like that in high school.
Or like just an AV club or something. Yeah,
but we had none of that. We had the closest we had was a drama club. And that was it. And they did a couple basic shows, and it wasn't even that very.
Yeah, they did plays. Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't film. Yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't really attract me too much. But yeah, man. So it's crazy, and I think that is powerful because that you had that, because that led you to let you to keep going into that.
Yeah,
who knows?
If I didn't have it, like even before I took that class, I was almost like giving up on it. You know what I mean? Just because like film school is an expensive thing.
Exactly.
It's expensive, and then like a lot of them you have to buy your own editing computer or edit at what's at the school. You know what I mean? Like